In this video, I'm going to share with you how I made $100,000 selling used clothing and shoes. Stay tuned. I'm going to show you my all time, and there's my number, $95,313.71. Hello, my name is Bree. Thank you so much for clicking. If you are new at reselling, or you've been reselling for a long time and you just need some new inspiration, this is a great video for you. So, how did I make $100,000 selling used clothing and shoes? I am a high school science teacher who transitioned into psychology, and so I was a therapist or counselor for a few years. When I became a mother, I decided to be a work-at-home mom, and that's how I got into thrifting for resale. My first few sales were on a platform called Tradesy, and then I decided to try out Poshmark. This was 8 years ago. I listed something on Poshmark. I didn't get a sale for maybe 2 weeks, and I decided it wasn't for me, and the next day I was going to delete the app. Right before I deleted the app, I found that I'd made a sale, and that's how I decided to give it a try. And 8 years later, $100,000 later, I am so happy that I decided to stay. So here we are, friends, on my Poshmark closet. I go by Sesha Glam if you want to check me out. And let me start by going to our seller tools so I can show you my numbers. So here we are, my seller tools. I'm gonna show you my all time, and there's my number, $95,313.71. That is over a period of 8 years. And this is before Poshmark took out all their fees. If we go to net earnings, that will show you the year I started, which is 2018. I made $6,844. And then in 2019, I made $6,439. 2020, you remember about that year. I'm not even gonna go there, but somehow I managed to make a bit more. I went up to $9,000. 2021, I almost doubled my sales to $16,856. 2022 was my best year. I made $20,654, and then everything changed in 2023. I traveled a lot, but also Poshmark changed their algorithm, and this whole thing affected my closet in a very negative way. And as you can see, 2024 went even further down, and the reason being that I was away for almost a year. And then this year as well, I didn't do much with my closet, and I'm just beginning to wake it up. So as you can see, this $95,000, that is in Poshmark, and the rest of the money, I made that on the real, a little bit on eBay, a little bit on mercari. That was definitely over $5,000. That is why I rounded it off to $100,000. And when you look at the brands that have sold really well for me, Lane Bryant is at the top, followed by Nike, followed by, what's the next one? Steve Madden, UGG, Coach, Kohan, Zara, Unique, which is a makeup brand, Vince Camuto, and all the way down, what is at the end here? Dooney and Burke. Okay, so these insights will be your best friend, because they will show you which brands are doing well for your closet, And yeah, you can learn a lot about what to pick up and what to leave alone. Now let me take you to my main closet to show you some of the things that I've been picking up lately. This NBD dress. I picked this up recently at a Goodwill. First time finding this brand. And yeah, there's a few more: Rachel Zoe, Leah Jens, Pedro Garcia. But my main interest for bringing you here is to show you some of my best sales. So let's go to Solds, and I'm going to filter that from high to low. So here's a pair of shoes I picked up at the Goodwill bins. I don't think it even cost me $2. Yeah, this was a really good find, and I sold this for $250. And here is a Dooney bag. This one was brand new from Ross. I think I bought this one for probably $90, and I was able to flip it for $202. I actually wanted to keep it for myself, but I have so many handbags, I decided to sell it. Here is a pair of Fry boots that I picked up from Plato's Closet for $30, sold for $175. These UGG wedges I picked up from Sydney during my travels, and I don't think I paid more than $50 for these. I was able to flip these for $162, which is a good sale considering that I had just gone on vacation and I wanted to bring some stuff back. This Tory Burch I picked up from the main Goodwill store. I think I paid about $20, $30 for those. I flipped for $160. This wedding gown was on sale for $1 at my local thrift store. I had one of my kids model it for me, and it was such a beautiful dress. Yeah, it came with the veil and everything. Sold that for $160. Another pair of UGG boots that I picked up from Australia. This I picked up from a Salvation Army. I think I paid $20 or $30 at the most. And I sent it to the Real, and they discounted it so heavily I pulled it back from them. And I was able to sell it myself for $150. A pair of vintage Fry boots. I got these from Plato's Closet. Sold these for $150, bought them for $30. These I picked up on Dollar Day when Goodwill used to have Sunday dollar days. They don't have them anymore where we live. It's I think they have two colors, and those colors on Sunday are $2 and $3. But I picked this up for $1 and sold it for $150. That was a really good sale. This pair of Sorel wedges I picked up from Marshall's, I believe. These were brand new, and yeah, I think I bought them for something like $60. So it wasn't a big profit, but it was a good enough profit. This was thrown away by somebody in my neighborhood, somebody who knows that I sell stuff, brought it to me wondering if it was worth anything. I cleaned it up, realized it was a rare vintage Dooney bag, and I sold it for $140. This beautiful bag, I picked this up, I believe from Marshall's. It was brand new. I paid $60 for it and sold it for $120. Mind you, Poshmark takes 20% of whatever you sell, so their fees are pretty high, but I make it work. Tory Burch. I picked these up. Where did I get these? From the bins. So that's less than $2, and I sold them for $120. As you can see, I have a variety of items. This dress I bought for myself from Poshmark, if I remember correctly. Yes. And I decided I didn't want this particular one, so I basically just flipped it back. I paid about the same price. Another brand to look out for, Anushka. I got this from a local store, thrift store. Must have paid around $30 for it. Sold it for $120. This sale was from the bins, Alexander McQueen, and I must have paid less than $2 for it. So as you can see, I just pick up whatever I can as long as it's in good condition and I'm picking it up for a good price. I go for it. This was an exciting sale. It's this pair of Gucci Praga leather flats I picked up from the bins, cleaned them up, listed them the same night. They sold in less than a day. True Religion I used to pick up a lot, but they don't sell. This brand doesn't sell that well for me anymore, so I'm very careful. I always check the comps before picking it up. Another brand that I picked up and I haven't seen since then is OR by Oriani. Yeah. This was an exciting pickup. Sold this for $100. I believe I picked this up from the bins as well. Lucky brand. This pair of boots sold for $100. Lucky brand, I don't normally pick it up, but the type of boot was very interesting, and when I looked it up, I saw it was going for a good amount of money. Here's another brand to look out for, Swedish Has-Beens. I don't remember where I thrifted these, but they sold really good for me. Kate Spade, always something to look out for. This I picked up from the Real using the credit they gave me. I was going to keep it for myself. Again, too many pocketbooks. I decided to sell it. That one was brand new. These Ugg boots I picked up from Sydney. They sold for good money. As you can see, I have a variety of things here. These teaks were in okay condition. They weren't perfect, but somebody wanted them. I showed them all the flaws on them. They paid $97 for them. Actually, somebody paid $95. They returned them. I listed them. Somebody else paid me $97 for them. So there you have it. Those are some of my high grossing sales, and in another video I'm going to share with you some of my worst sales and brands I do not touch anymore. So let's start from the beginning. At the beginning, I really just started out by picking up what I thought was nice or a little trendy, or I just wanted to try it out. But as I've continued to resell, I realized that I really need to have a strategy. I look for things that are selling. So in other words, if I come across a brand that I already know sells well for me, I will pick it up, but I'll just make sure that it's in good condition. However, trends and brands and what's selling changes all the time. So it's really important that you look up those comps. Let's say you pick up a J. Crew jacket. Not every J. Crew jacket is selling for good money. So you want to go to whatever reselling platform you use, or if you don't sell on many platforms, do the comparatives there anyway. So look up what that item is selling for on Poshmark, on eBay, and how fast that item is selling before you decide to buy it. I have so many pieces of inventory that just never moved. 8 years ago, I thought it was a fantastic idea. I still have some of that inventory up to today. However, I've decided to donate a lot of that so that I create space for things that really sell. So you need to have a strategy, know what is currently selling. If you're new, my goal in all this is to shorten your learning curve so that it doesn't take as long for you as it did for me. So when I started out, I really just started by selling my own old used clothing. I had all these cute pieces of clothing that I had, and I didn't want to just throw them away or donate them. I did donate some, but I figured why not make a few dollars reselling what I already have. So I sold some of my own clothing and also my kids. You know, kids grow up fast, and instead of just getting rid of those clothing that they had outgrown, I decided to resell. So I started with a few pieces from my own wardrobe. And when I had enough money to start buying inventory, I would go to different thrift stores, especially Goodwill and Salvation Army. And then I discovered that there is a Goodwill bins near where I stay. And that's where it got really interesting. Another important thing that I've zeroed in lately is I need to have a good profit margin. Now, everybody's good profit margin differs. So if I can pick up an item for about $5 or less, and I can resell it for over $50, $50 is my comfortable place, I will pick it up. Depending on where you are or where you source, you may not be able to find profit margins that are that good. So you need to adjust according to what you can manage. Profit margin, very important. Once you buy that item, presentation matters. So people buy photos, not the items. What do I mean by that? So the difference between a jacket sitting for months and months and a jacket selling fast is how you present it. So up to today, I don't have any special cameras. I use my phone to take pictures, but it's important that you keep your pictures clean and crisp. Remove the background if you can, or if you have a cute background to go with it, you can do that. But how you take those pictures matters. Just make yourself familiar. Look at what is selling on eBay, Poshmark. Look at how other people have presented them. And then from there, just create your own pictures. Clean, crisp pictures are important. Alright, so maybe this one is a little bit controversial because some people don't like to do it, but measurements are important. So when it comes to fit, your customers will looking at your measurements to see if that item works for them or not. I don't always list the measurements. However, I make it clear that if somebody wants measurements, they can always message me and I'll be glad to give those. So next point is you need to list it right. Your description is your salesman. So you need to put in keywords in that description so that whoever is looking for your item will be able to find it easily. So look up keywords. If it's something that's being used in the winter, winter is a good keyword. If it's a cashmere sweater, you want to indicate that. So just get familiar with the keywords that people would be looking for. A lot of the selling platforms like Poshmark have a place where you can put in tags. Those tags will lead your customers to your item. Now that you've photographed your item, you want to store it in a place where you can easily find it. I can't tell you how many times in the past 8 years that I've sold something and I just cannot find it. At the beginning, I had a very simple inventory system where I would just buy something, photograph it, and then I had pants in one box, shirts in another box, children's clothing in another. But when we got to 1,000 to 2,000 pieces of inventory, it became a lot more complicated. So you want to find an easy inventory system for yourself. What I do now is I batch photograph things and then store them. Whatever I photograph and post on that day, I put it in one box. When that one container fills up, I go to the next. And that labeled container is what the simple system I use now is I will batch. The simple system that I use now is I usually take pictures of a lot of stuff in one day, and whatever I post, I will put all of that in one container for that specific day. If I have a lot of inventory, I will move to the next box. So I will number that box and make sure that on each of those items, I indicate the box number so that when it sells, I will know exactly where to find it. So my shipping time on Poshmark is 1 day. I try by all means to ship my items as soon as they sell. Obviously, it's going to work differently for everybody. This is a part-time job for me. I have other businesses that I concentrate on. However, I realize how important it is for the customers to receive their stuff on time. You can't always control what the post office or FedEx or UPS, whoever you use for shipping, you can't control what they do. However, how fast you ship it does depend on you, and the faster you ship, the better it is for your customers. Now, will I ship a $10 item as soon as it sells? Probably not, because I'm not going to spend gas on a $10 item. I will probably wait a couple of days until I sell more things. For Poshmark, they use the post office. So they have a pickup. The post office has a pickup for most locations. If you're not able to take a trip to the post office yourself, you can schedule a pickup with the post office. So shipping time is important. Like I mentioned before, most of my sales were on Poshmark. I made $95,000 there. And I will take you to my computer now and just show you what the rest of the numbers are and some of my best-selling brands. That way you can get inspired to do what I did. So how do you scale from a few $1,000s to $100,000? Consistency is key. There is no other way around. You need to source and list consistently. You may not have to do all of this by yourself. In my case, I basically do everything myself. My kids have helped me here and there, but I am the solo driver of this whole venture. As already mentioned, I source most of these goods from Goodwill, Salvation Army, and a few other thrift stores in our area. Something else, see those little beautiful bags in my background? Those are handmade beaded bags from Africa. I source them directly from the ladies who make them myself, and they are in my Poshmark closet right now. I've sold several of them, but I still have some. I also have earrings and many other things for you to check out. So when I realized that I could actually make money selling used clothes and shoes, After a few years of selling, I decided to give myself a treat. I decided to take a mini solo trip world tour. I visited London, Paris, Sydney, LA, and Dubai. It was such a special treat to myself because I worked so hard to earn this money, and that's when I realized that I could do something bigger. So this journey wasn't about getting rich fast. I had to take my time to understand the market. I chose to take time to understand the market, to provide value to my customers, as well as provide good customer service. So that's how I made $100,000 selling on Poshmark and other platforms. I'm also going to share with you some reselling mistakes that you need to avoid. First up is failing to research market demand. Just because a brand is well known doesn't mean it's going to resell for great value. So do your research. Next is overpaying for inventory. No matter how great the brand is, how great the quality is, if you're not going to make a profit, do not buy it. The other one is ignoring the season. Now, I still sell a lot of stuff that is out of season. However, I try to concentrate on whatever the season, especially if your model is about flipping those things quickly. Of course, it is always summer somewhere, it is always winter somewhere. So if you find a really good quality item that you are willing to sit on for a while and you have the storage for it, by all means buy it, because for sure somebody is looking for a summer outfit because they are going on vacation to a warm place even during winter time. However, if I want to flip things quickly, I keep it within the upcoming season. The other mistake I've made many times is buying something that is high-end and forgetting to fully inspect it. For example, if I find a Gucci bag, I'm gonna be excited if it's well priced. However, you need to look at all the angles, all the details. At the end of the day, people are willing to pay certain amounts of money if the quality is right. I have so many things that I bought that are still sitting. I thought I could repair it later on, and sometimes I just don't have the time for it. Some things will sell even in okay condition, but don't forget to look at the details and quality of every single item. So there you have it. Good sourcing, great pictures, smart pricing, great presentation, and consistency. Those are the pillars of how I made $100,000 selling used clothing. Thank you so much for being here. I'm going to see you in the next one with a lot more great information on reselling online. I hope this video has been of help to you. If it has been, please give this video a like and leave me a comment. What did you learn today? Also, leave us a comment on what is working for you, what is selling for you. I know our community will appreciate it.